How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Asshat Podcast on YouTube. Got here issue 11 of Hero Illustrated from May of 1994, which means, what's that? Probably March, April. This is a neat issue. It's one I'm glad I got to get because this highlights a company that nobody seems to remember. Black Ball Comics. Now, what Black Ball Comics is how many out there remember Tundra? Tundra was a company started by Kevin Eastman of the Ninja Turtles after Eastman and Laird got their huge chunk of change from the Ninja Turtles. Yeah. They made a shit pile of money. They wanted to help out the comics industry, so Kevin Eastman created Tundra. And the whole idea behind Tundra was to publish stuff by, independent comic artists that probably wouldn't get attention. Well, there was a Tundra UK. Both of them kind of went under. They didn't last very long, and part of it was just bad business decisions. So Black Ball was created. You had stuff there like Treacher, which is an image creation by Keith Giffen. I didn't last long in Image. I don't think nothing lasted long at Black Ball. That's why I love that and I have a poster. I bought this issue new, opened it up and pulled the poster out. The poster is up on my wall right now. You had this guy who I can't remember his name. He's connected to martial law, so Kevin O'Neill. Mr. Monster, Radical Dreamer, who's still somewhat remembered. This creation by Bill Ray. Let's see what we got on the inside. We got Get Wired, Rune, Ultraverse, First Line Defense, Comic Defense System, Starlin, David and Cologne. Peter David, Jim Starlin, Ernie Cologne, I guess this is when Dreadstar came back from the Bravura line from Malibu. April 1994. Superman die, motherfuckers. Tin Hut. I always enjoyed Hero. To me, Hero was better than Wizard, but Wizard lasted longer. This Hero was published by the same company that did EGM back in the Electronic Gaming Monthly and all those books. Sendai, I think was her name. The premiere edition of Marvel cards, Amazing Spider-Man. These were those really expensive, high-quality cards that ain't worth shit no more. Who is Sun Ku, and why is he ever mentioned in Heroes Illustrated, issue 11? Disco will be back in the 25th century. Just you watch, Mr. Mon. And we got ads for, what Marvel's pushing top. Force Works! How many people remember Force Works? When West Coast Avengers ended, they became Force Works, and they were basically, Marvel took the New Mutants, so it was kind of like the student team. They made them more proactive, made them like this militant, attack first group, X-Force. That's what they did West Coast Avengers. This bombed. Galactic Guardians 104. This was a spin-off miniseries of the Guardians of the Galaxy. No, not the movie version. Which is, I like that team. I don't really care for the movies. This is the original team that's from the future. Blah, blah. Black Cat 104. So this is a miniseries of Black Cat. That's kind of neat. Avengers Annual 23. And this is the leather jacket era Avengers. This wonky looking Iron Man. Iron Man Annual 50. Dark Hawk Annual number 3. Daymar Annual number 4. I like that cover. That's nice. Here we go. Here's to you, Jack. Jack Kirby, 1917 through 1994. His life enriched us. His legacy sustained us. Few gifts are as precious. Here's to you, Jack. You will be missed from DC Comics. Very, very nice thing DC to do. And you think about it now, as far as the three big guys, we think Marvel, Silver Age, helped make Marvel into what the company is now, they're all gone. We lost Kirby back in 94. Last year, 2018, Steve Ditko died, and then Stan Lee. And of the three, I would love to have met all three. I only got to meet Jack Kirby, and it was... If you're a sports fan, imagine meeting your favorite athlete of all time and multiply it by 100. That's what it's like when I met Jack Kirby. I'm like, oh, it's Jack Kirby. Oh. I was a gibbering fanboy. He's not afraid to put out an eye to get the job done. Madman Comics, when fists are flying and so are the monkeys. Wade Keane, says Frank Mill. He hits the ground running in April. They showed the Dark Horse run him Madman. Why is it already doing more Madman? Did the failure of Golden Plates tell him, I need to work for the big two? I have a Psycho Letter of the Month. Yeah. I like this. Okay, this is, as y'all requested, here's what I liked about Hero number 9. The article on Kudzu Comics. I particularly enjoyed Bubba Brown Mudboy. My copy of number 1 is autographed. Number 2, interview with Billy Shatner. I've seen every episode of his Tech War TV series and all 9 movies. And as brilliant as he is, I don't believe anyone will go for a new TV show based on his new novel, Star Trek. Number 3, the news brief on the best of the old Image bullpen defecting to form their own comics company. Image has been my favorite since '63, but Marvel sounds good. I hope it flies. Number 4, the trading cards of Beanie and Butthead. Enough said. Number 5, the price guide. But on page 152, shouldn't Howard the Duck number 98 be worth more since it was Neil Gaiman's first work? $2 is kind of cheap. Thanks for listening. Tom Kelly, East Denali, Georgia. P.S. I'm going to try the formula you listed for sending this mail to an alternate universe on this letter. Who knows where Earth it'll get to? Cyberforce is back, and it's an ongoing series brought to you by Image Comics. Cyberforce. How many people remember Cyberforce? Mark Silverstreet. Yeah? And it's not bad. I've read the, 4-issue plus a 0-issue miniseries. Entertaining. It's kind of X-Men-ish, but, different enough where they couldn't sue. Now what's Silverstreet known for? Witchblade, Darkness, A lot of stuff that... He's known for more supernatural stuff now than that, but okay. And of course we got the letter art, which is always neat. Castlevania Bloodlines on the Genesis. Back then that was a huge thing. Liefeld balks at Nets. This is about how the Youngblood animated series is not going to be on TV like originally suspected. I always heard CBS. It's going straight to video. It never happened. Marvel addresses concerns and questions over Mark. Comics fans and retailers were astonished, I bet for different reasons, when they picked up Marvel Comics in March and noticed an advertisement for the Marvel Mart. Included was a catalog through which readers could mail order Marvel merchandise, including some comics, Marvels, Daredevil, The Man Without Fear, the Gambit miniseries, and the Sabretooth miniseries, which are theoretically sold out, and some ancillary items that retailers claims were never offered them. On March 18th, Marvel responded to a flurry of criticism for direct market retailers regarding the Marvel Mart by announcing that the mail-order catalog would no longer be included in direct market comics. In a press release, Vice President of Direct Sales, Matthew Ragon, admitted, in retrospect, we did a lot of things badly, the worst of which was not better communicating with the direct market about the project and considering its input. And basically what Marvel did, at this time, it still feels, Marvel was trying to fuck over the direct market, and the direct market is comic shops. Sorry about that phone ring. Direct market is comic shops, and back then Marvel was trying to get out of them. And this is before they bought Heroes World and basically almost killed the comics industry. They put out this little thing in their comics saying, hey, fuck buying that shit from your comic shop, buy it from us. And it was shit that the comic shops couldn't get a hold of anymore. I like this. It's just wrong. Well, what can you really say about this picture except that it's about the most hideous image we've ever seen. It's probably the only time we'd advocate any form of censorship. It's Richard Simmons, covered with vegetables. I like this. In the numbers, 1,385, the total number of comic book covers Jack King Kirby created during his career. 102, the number of comic book covers Jack Kirby created in 1964. 102. That's about Big Entertainment, which was Techno Comics. And they're talking about bringing in comic veterans like Neil Gaiman and Max Allan Collins, legendary authors like Mickey Spillane, and John Jacobs and Leonard Nimoy. This is about how Dark Horse Comics had a comic shop in Oregon, their offices, and somebody stole the Predator and was driving around with it in the back of the car, and the hell was bobbing around. The cops saw it and pulled him over. Subterranean, good game, I've heard, for the Genesis. Previews. Alright, here we go. This is one of the reasons I really liked it, because they give you reviews, and they gave you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people talking about Batman, Spawn, War Devil. And this is the one published by DC. Dub Monk, Chuck Dixon, and Alan Grant write it. Wow, it took 3 people to write that piece of shit. Klaus Jansen's the artist. Cover price was $5. I read both of these. This one technically was slightly better than the Image one, but it was not good. The Image one was horrible. The Image one was so bad, after I read it once, I gave it away. I was like, I don't want this shit. Ghost Rider 2099. Lim Kaminsky's writer. Artist is Chris Bacalo. And this is their 2009 line. It's Ghost Rider in the future. It was entertaining for what I remember. Been a long time to read. Okay, Battle of the Ultra Brothers, number 3 from Viz Comics. This is back when Viz was putting out stuff in normal comic size, not the, what's the word for it? The manga volumes are slightly smaller. Bigger than a digest, smaller than a trade. True Swamp. This is one I've always wanted to read. It's from Peristaltic Press by John Lewis. And it's about Lenny the Frog living in the swamp. Just sound interesting. Young Merlin. Secret Weapons number 10. This was basically Valiant decided they needed a superhero team. And they wanted one that was kind of like what the Avengers and Justice League was for DC and Marvel and DC. You know, the best characters. They created Secret Weapons. It did not last very long. I think maybe 20 issues. Usagi Yojimbo. Very Vicky. This is a forgotten indie series. It was fairly popular at the time. I don't know how well it sold, but it got a lot of press from Meet Danny Ocean publisher. Defiant Weekly Editorial. I like these. They popped up in comic press magazines. It's just showing how Defiant. I really think if Defiant hadn't gotten involved with that lawsuit with Marvel hadn't happened over Plasma or Warriors of Plasma, I think Defiant might have lasted. Now they might not have lasted maybe a couple more years, but they would have lasted. Power and Glory, Howard Chaykin. Great little series from Bravura Malibu that's never talked about anymore. It's about a superhero and his press agent. Captain Stern from Kitchen Sink. Bernie Wrightson. Such good stuff. Bernie Wrightson's so good. Captain Stern. His biggest exposure would probably be Heavy Metal the movie. The old one from the 80s. The animated one. The Trial episode, that's Captain Stern. Scavengers from Triumphant Comics. Let me read this, because I'm really interested in Triumphant Comics. I want to know more about them. They were the joke comic company back then, because the collector's universe and each issue is individually numbered and all this shit. And the art looked wonky. But I was kind of like, okay, yeah, I wasn't going to pay, because they were $2.50 an issue. It's like, oh, fuck that, I don't want to pay that much. I've since acquired pretty much every issue of Chromium Man. This shit's good. Really good writing. Artwork, it's not the best, but it's not horrible. And the color, I don't know who did their colors or what system. It's really good. Let's read this. In a flash, 2 women and 1 man flee one enemy only to be taken prisoner in a pastoral nativity. Okay? Is it worth it? Scavengers isn't great by a long shot, but it's good enough to be a pleasant surprise. The art is fairly static, but at least it's not a series of borrowed Liefeld poses. John Riley, script emphasizes pacing and characterization over titillation and violence. When there's a fight, it takes all of 2 pages and it doesn't end with half the room in shambles. That's commendable in the indie market. It's increasingly rare. Good. See above. The bad. The art isn't real bad, but one hopes for continued growth. The ugly. The photos in the back had better be from last Halloween. I like this. Okay, other notes. I got a copy in 172. I've read Prince Vandal. Is it Dr. K? Excuse me. Whew. Dr. K is Chromium Man, like 1 issue Scavengers. Good stuff. Superboy, number 4. John Byrne's Next Men. This is getting near the end of that run. Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix. That's when they go into the future after they get married and they help raise Cable. It's an interesting premise with Scott Lobdell, so fuck that. The Pit. How many people remember Dale Keown's Pit? And what? Did Dale Keown make enough off the Pit just to say fuck comics and retire? Because I don't see him do shit. And he was a good artist. Guest reviews. Acme Novelty Library. Chris Ware and Martin Wagner, creator of Hepcats. Check. I don't know where this is going, but check back in my catalog of videos. I did a little thing on Hepcats. Sin City. Yeah, back before everybody hated on Frank Miller. Oh, Frank Miller's went crazy. Blah, all the shit people bitch about what Frank Miller doing now, he's been doing for years. It's always been there in his work. You just didn't see it. And this is A Dame to Kill For, 3 issues. A 6. Shadowhawk Gallery. Shadowhawk has seen through the eyes of Mike Allred, okay. Matt Bannon, don't know this. Norm Brayfolk, okay, cool. Brad W. Foster, no idea. Chris Ivey, no idea. Dale Kim, Sam Keefe, Jay Lee, Larry Martyr, Walter McDaniel, no idea. Sean McManus, okay. Danny Meeky, Brian Murray, Myra Michaels, Nelson, Randy Queen, Jordan Raskin, Javier Salterez, Larry Stroman, Mark Texter, Tim Vigil, Eric Vincent, Russell Walks, Chance Wolf, and Jim Valentino. The Hero Insider. Now, back in the day in EGM, which is, company, same company did, they had a little insider thing where, like, it published industry gossip, and they used a fake name so nobody could get busted. And this one is that. Let's see here. Oh, they're not going to say Valiant anymore because of some bullshit. Seems that a top 5 company is setting up for a sale to QVC. QVC? They like to sell creative collectibles. This comic company likes to make creative collectibles. Perfect marriage. In obligatory image news, word has it, Rob, the fair-haired boy, has a job for a certain defunct science fiction show with Star Wars aspirations. Word has it that he's on a ragtag journey to get the comic book license to a monthly title. Is it me or is he the only one who cares? By your command. Battlestar Galactica. And Rob did get it, eventually. Oh, here we go. In other image news, something that the MFB Mystery Fanboy reported months ago, both the Lee Man and Larson have sold options for Saturday morning cartoons to CBS. Lee Man is, of course, Jim Lee. At the same time, Liefeld has walked out in negotiations for the Youngblood cartoon with the very same CBS. Seems they told him that he couldn't have guns on a Saturday morning cartoon. Rob Liefeld with no guns? Never! So he walks. Seems that the bigwig sat there after he walked and said that was a unique negotiation tactic. I guess they don't know Rob very well. We all know what happened when he walked from... when he walked from Marvel. Okay, the Street Fighter 2. Okay, the comic. This is not the Malibu one. This is the better one. This is your guide to upcoming stuff in Comics 94. 0 Hour. You know, DC going, oh, shit. Crisis was a good idea, but we kind of fucked up our continuity again. Let's fix it. Marvel. Defiant, who sadly ain't around anymore. Dark Horse. Who, man... This Disney buying Fox is going to end up hurting. I got a feel it's going to end up hurting Dark Horse. I love Dark Horse. Valiant, which they're back, but I don't know. Malibu gone. Image, that's still here. A Bitch is Born. Indies, Lynch Mob. The Thunder Age. This is one of those I always want to get into. I've heard Thunder Age's reviews and heard the praise. Never read much of it. On the Edge. This is the final song. This is kind of their, we're going to review indie stuff that you should be reading, but you're not reading because you're buying 50 copies of X-Men #2. P. Craig Russell adapts and survives. Extreme Prejudice. Some will live, some will die. The epic 7-part crossover begins in March. Team Youngblood, Brigade, Brother Strike, and Supreme. Not Youngblood, because that shit don't come out often. Here we go. Black Ball Comics. Bringing the anarchy to the mainstream and just in time. That's what, Mandrill or some shit like this? Monster Massacre. I might have an issue. This is their Super Tour, which looked interesting, but the motherfuckers, I mean, West Coast, fucking Denver of all places, or Aurora, sorry. No, Denver. Up there, but look at this big empty space right here. You know, you couldn't come to Texas or, any place near me. Busby, motherfucker! So you want to make comics, the writing game, that's a crapshoot. Writing for comics can be a dicey proposition. It tells you how to write a script for a comic and send it in. I've done this. And gotten replies twice. Both times say we don't take unsolicited stuff, But hey. 15 months from now, Images tomorrow. Skywatch is in ruins, wrenched from the heavens by a force beyond belief. Stormwatch is desperate, a haunted band of heroes running for their lives. Spartan, their leader is on the verge of losing a second team. A madman in his moments from ruling Earth, and Battalion, the one who can fix things, has been dead for a year. But you don't have to wait that long. Presenting the future of comics. Stormwatch number 25, shipping 15 months early from Wildstorm Productions. Okay, they did this was what? Bloodstrike, Stormwatch, like Wildcats. And there were like 4 or 5 of these. And the funny thing about it is a couple of them, like Brigade, I think was enough. Someone never made it to that issue. Like, they skipped ahead 15 issues, published this issue, and one of them I think they published 2 issues. Then went back. Neat idea. A Day in the Life of DC. It's kind of a neat little tour of the old DC offices. I love this Batman pinball machine. Milestone, which is a great little company nobody ever talks about anymore. Mort Drucker from Mad. He was, in my eyes, when I was a kid and a little bit older, he was one that did the best of their parodies. Like TV shows and movies. Mort Drucker, just such good art. And we get quite a few pages on him here, and even get a chance to... Yeah, you get to win a piece of original. And there's 15 of them, so there's 15 chances. That's kind of neat. I like this. Introducing the M&M comic service. Order form on disc. Yes, you can do your comic orders on your computer. DCBS, back in the day. There's a price on your head, she's got a gun to your back. Barbed wire, she's tough and twisted. Who would have thought of all the original creations from Dark Horse, that they kind of own themselves, you know. They don't really own The Mask, or they might by now. The Barbed Wire would get a movie that has 2 Blu-ray releases now. I got the original, and there's one coming out from, like, Mill Creek. Image prepares to meet its martyr, Larry Martyr, coming in to help run Image, which it really needed at the time. Shit was coming out late, shit was getting solicited, it never came out, and he talks about that and explains. Knocking them off their access. Okay, this Access Comics. Well, Image started catching so much shit for shit coming out late, they said, okay, fuck this, you can't get your shit out on time, you know, you're fired. You're gone from Image. Which meant guys like Larry Stroman said, okay, eat a dick. I'm creating my own company, I'm gonna push Tribe there. And it was rumored Shamus Tears will come out from there. This is at Power Company, Night Venger, don't know who the fuck that is. As far as I know, like 2 or 3 issues came out from Access. They didn't do much. And it must not have cost Larry Stroman much money, because the motherfucker ain't done much comics work since. I think he does a lot of commercial illustration, but he made some money off Tribe. Tribe sold really well. Bet you didn't know Spawn was a 280 hitter. Yes. Al Simmons, Spawn, is based on a real person who played for the Miami Marlins in the Florida State League. He was Rob Liefeld's college roommate. That's a little article about him. He would appear for a long time there at conventions, dressed up in the Spawn costume. How to draw a column, which was then we get the hero profiles. What I always call these. Shadowhawk. I do like that. Oh, it does listen to Joe Melinda. That's technically not his first appearance, but this tells the history of Shadowhawk. Martial Law. Really, really good, dark superhero parody that it gets forgotten. Captain Hero, Jughead, yes. The Archie characters became superheroes. Captain Hero was Jughead, but something Pure Heart, I think it was. You know, Archie, and then Betty was one, and all that. Super Team. We get the 1-page. Donson Megatome, I like this. From expert to third pile. Topic, stainless steel staple. This is kind of parodying CompuServe, and AOL I think had one, and there was someone using it. Comic bulletin boards. This is 94. A lot of people were not online. Give me a sec, I need something to drink. Alright, sorry about that. Had to get a drink and then the phone rang. The phone in the room I film in, there's no way to turn it off. I wish there was, and I gotta have the phone on. Okay, but alright, so here we go. Only half the print run of Zesty Comics number 16, 1953, made use of stainless steel staples, so I don't consider it to be the first stainless steel staple comic. It wasn't until Mitzi's Men number 5 that Glee Comics converted their entire line to stainless. And up until 1962, Cardinal Comics Group bought their office supplies exclusively from Mort Gleason's brother-in-law, Herbert's Office Supply Company in Selwickie. You should know better than to challenge my historical blah blah blah. Sorry about that again, another phone call. Alright. From Peevish Diversion, Peter David, to all, Harding Edison is alive and well. Harlan Ellison. Just a quick note for everybody that Harding survived the recent car bomb attack, his 12th, and is in great spirits. The bastards have to do better than that, ha! He merrily quipped. One small side effect, however, seems to be slight memory loss, as the great part-time TV screenplay writer had to be reminded that I was his closest long-time friend and most devout imitator and erstwhile protege. And only after several hours of patient explanation on part did his confusion seem to subside. Okay already, he shouted. Seems like Don Simpson and Gary Garth and me agree on Peter David. Peter David's not good. From Fanboy Phil to Susie Doozy, Hopeless in Hollywood. Anybody catch the latest episode of Chalkman? Or Caulkman, probably Caulkman. Geez, the storyline is almost a resemblance to the comic book continuity in Calky's sidekick Dustball, who we all know was heinously castrated by Peter Pliers in issue 127, is still depicted as having an active sex life. And that tinny laugh track, when is Hollywood going to give us a Caulkman that a 42-year-old computer nerd could take seriously? God, this is shit you would see posted on these bulletin boards back in the day. Shit like this, because there wasn't any people on. I mean, I didn't get online until 97, and this shit was still getting posted in. Alright. For professional feuds, go Feuds. For amateur feuds, go Fanboy. For pro versus amateur feuds, go Burn. To get a life, unplug the damn computer. Look at what a Page of Radical Dreamer, which was mostly published in Heroes Illustrated. I mean, there was a few issues, but nothing big. That's where the poster's missing. Pit number 4 on sale sometime. And then we get their cover art. I like this because you got Death here from DC, but that's Matt Murdock. And they want a first appearance of Punisher. Fast. That's one of the series that I heard about for years, and it finally finished not too long ago, and I've got every issue. I just got to sit down and read them all. I know I say a lot. I got to sit down and read this. I've got so much shit to read. I'm actually right now working my way through... I have a huge stack of Men of Mystery from AC Comics, which reprints old Golden Age stuff. That's what I'm working through. Pigs in Space Meet Colonial Marines. I like the special assignment of Spooky or Spooky. Responsive isn't great, if not slightly crazed, our request for your Spooky the Tough Little Ghost redesigns. Remember, before you laugh this off, Spooky was scaring the bejesus out of folks before Pinhead, Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy, Leatherface, or Pee Wee Herman. To add to the fun, the great folks over at Harvey Comics have taken this contest to heart and want to judge the winner. The winner will receive a mask from those ghoulishly fun people at Death Studios. Don't hesitate, because time is running out. This is the reason why I really switched over to Hero. Andy Mangala's Hollywood Heroes column. This was my favorite part of Wizard, and became my favorite part of Hero. And I like, you got an image from the Youngblood cartoon, never came out. I'm pretty sure that's from the Japanese Spidey, thing. Alright, and then we got, talking about ABC airing Lois and Clark, The New Adventure of Superman. 26 episodes of Bump in the Night, Reboot, which is a great show. And, and look, the Fantastic Four Doom movie. Talking about The Crow finally coming out. Image's hottest new comics. Turn up the heat. Mark Silverstreet's codenamed Strike Force takes on Jim Lee's Stormwatch. Besides coming up with the bait idea, did Jim Lee ever have anything really to do with Stormwatch? I mean, I'm one of the people, I really enjoy Stormwatch. The Ellis run is amazing, and the stuff for Ellis is pretty good. I mean, for the air and for coming from Image, it's not bad. Anime action. You remember back in '94, anime was not what it is nowadays. I mean, back then, the anime you could watch was, whatever got released here in the States, usually badly dubbed, and one episode for $20. Or if you happen to be lucky enough to know somebody that could get fan subs, those were not common. I was lucky enough, I had a friend of mine whose uncle was a fan subber. So I got to see a lot of stuff. Their figure stuff, I love that Plastic Man figure up there. And these custom figures. Cards Illustrated. They had a Cards Illustrated magazine at one time. I think they even had a toy magazine. And then, stuff to watch. Danger Unlimited, #1. Really neat. It was basically John Burns had created this pitch for taking the Fantastic Four 100 years into the future. And it didn't go over Marvel, but he took it to Dark Horse in 4 issues, I think it was. Really good stuff. I like this. Marvel. There's strange happenings with the Man from Moon Knight. In some areas of the country, retailers are offering number 55 for as high as $25, or others, the going prices drop to $5. Retailers or fans will most likely wait to see how well Platt fares with his Image books when his Image books are released for taking a chance on the high-end Moon Knight books. Stephen Platt, kind of a Liefeld clone, but it was hot for a short while. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my nose from dripping here. And of course, the Hero Price Guide, which was always interesting. I mean, no price guide is going to be accurate, and that's why there really isn't price guides anymore. I mean, comic prices are pretty much set by eBay now, it seems like to me. I mean, you do have, for older stuff, you have Overstreet. And Overstreet's, I trust Overstreet. But they always had interesting stuff like, Catwoman #1, a little information about stuff. Music of the Spheres. I didn't know that became, I read that book. Vergelders. One of the burn issues of West Coast when he was revamping Vision. Dark Horse presents number 54, first appearance of Next-Men. Actually, I don't think it is. I think the first appearance of Next-Men was in one of the anniversary issues, but hey. Oh, back when Bone was huge. The first issue was $75. I don't think it's that much anymore. It's been reprinted too much. Which, I mean, hey, good. More people can read it. Hellblazer #1. At the time, what was Hell? You got me wondering. Hellblazer #1. I'm gonna look and see. I'm just curious. Hellblazer. $20 book. That's fair. I mean, it's been reprinted so much now. Hellblazer, such a great. Meltdown. I remember that being huge. Like, they're expensive. And only one buddy of mine actually bought them. It was so good. Judge Dredd. Incredible Hulk 181. First full appearance of Wolverine. Let's just see. I'm just curious. 181. $350. Oh, it's more than that now. Mage. Great little series. And we got the second part, and the third part is coming out. And I think it's almost done. When it's done, I'm going to read it. Fucking Matt Wagner. Such good stuff. Metallica from Malibu. They're rock comics that didn't do shit, and they probably lost a lot of money on. Shadowhawk #1. Sandman. This is the 70s. Yeah, 6 issues. I had almost a full run of that. It was really cool. Street Fighter from Malibu. Nobody ever talks about it anymore. Then we get a couple pages of Street Fighter. Heroes Con, Charlotte. $10 per day. 3-day pass is $20. Good artwork on this. Coming next month, Superman and Doomsday. Martha Washington, Neil Adams. And the final word from Jim Shooter. In Blade. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I went on for a while here. If you watch this whole thing, leave a comment at the bottom telling me what your favorite comics magazine was. That way I know you watched the whole video. But anyway, if you enjoyed this, remember, thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, all the other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.